Thank you very much for that tweet. Great. But pick and ban phase underway once again. It's going to be Ashe instant lock-in from Rampage. Jeez, they really want that on Merrin right there.
Now, that's interesting. They're trying to take the Zyra combo and try and force out the MF maybe support for Roger here, which would be really strange. But instant lock-in that, I'm really confused because I was going to say there's things like there's Jhin available, there's Jace available, there's Poppy. There are so many kind of picks that you can make here. There's Elise, Lee Sin, you name it. There are so many better picks, I think, than what would have been with this Ashe. But maybe both teams have been playing a lot of Ashe, they've really prioritised it, and they both want to be able to pick it up nice and quick, in which case Rampage, you're like, yeah, we are 100% having that Ashe, you are not going to touch it.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get their hands on that one. Maybe they'll try and do that combo like you suggested, but now Merrin has had a lot of Sivir games, an absolute ton. He has an amazing win rate on it, 78% almost. Now, I'm surprised him not picking that one up. He hasn't played Ashe nearly as often, but he still has got a 75% win rate on that champion as well. So, you know, he is fairly experienced with it in a competitive scene, but that does mean the Jhin is going to be left open, and Holy Phoenix is going to get his hands on that one, as well as Immortaru getting his hands on the Victor.
Yeah, the Victor's nice there. One of the other, I suppose it's what we started to see as the tournament's gone on, really. We didn't see it much at first. We saw the pretty much standard, you know, Vlad, Cassiopeia, Aurelion Sol if he was open, or Syndra if ever she gets left open, which I think is nigh impossible these days. So Victor's a nice kind of solid one to go for. I was going to say just now, the Orianna is one that we've seen quite a few times as well. And it's going to be the Lee Sin picked up for Tussle here. So he wants to get in and start causing disruption on the backline. Yeah,
and I said earlier, like, he's been a very, very high-pressure jungler player. Meaning that, you know, Whisker Biscuit's giving us the shout-outs as well.
Being a good guy.
Nice. He's been a good guy. Yeah, so I'll go back to what I was saying. He's a very high-pressure jungler, so having that Lee Sin, we'll see what he can do with it, because we've already seen it. The last best-of-3 series, man, that Lee Sin just popped off in the early game. That does mean that Tom is actually going to get picked in. Tom Kench. I'm assuming that's going to go towards Rogue in the bottom lane, but it could obviously be flexed to the top, and then Zac is going to be locked in as well for Ku. Lemon is going to get his hands on the Orianna, so he's going to face a Victor in that matchup. Definitely one that he should be able to win out the early game with.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Now, that'll go down there to try and keep hold of this Jhin. Like, you either see Karma or you see Tom Kench getting picked up in this scenario, because you need to keep that Jhin alive, knowing that there's an Orianna ult waiting, knowing there's an Ashe ult waiting as well, and knowing Lee Sin wants to go for a kick. You can upset the whole Insect play if you manage to get the Jhin in your belly and run away with him to absolute safety. What you could probably then do is kick the Tarm instead. If he hits someone, of course he has more health generally than an AD carry will, so he'll do more damage to those that he hits, but it's still a bit risky to have to do that knowing that the Tarm can flash away. Jhin can then flash out of the belly afterwards, and, well, the AD carries away and safe. I expect to see here Holy Phoenix playing like we've seen other Jhins, where you step back in the fight, you bring out the curtain call, you lay it down from afar, you try and get a deadly flourish in, generally, to help someone catch them out. My number one concern, I think, at the minute is for DP here, is they're looking like a very defensive kind of comp. They need to wait for Rampage to engage onto them and then respond in some way. Find the Rumble ult coming down, the Orianna ults, the Braum ultimates, everything here is screaming at me, we're going to kill Victor, we're going to kill Jhin, and there's nothing you can do about it. So really, it's on DP here to try and make this last pick count. What are they going to take away here in the top lane to be able to really upset this composition? Probably a Poppy would be really good right now, but then you sacrifice the lane phase in the Rumble.
Yeah, and having that backline destruction is exactly what Rampage are after. But Poppy might be the pickup. She isn't banned, and she's been quite highly prioritised in this tournament so far. Now, will that Rumble be able to win the laning phase? Because if we've seen, if he can...
A Jace as well. Yeah, there we go. Called it.
So yeah, it's going to be a Jace. So, yeah, Jace is going to be the pickup. You did manage to call that correctly. So, Jace versus the Rumble. A bit more of an even matchup. Now, we've seen Rumbles go very far ahead in the early game, just being able to pressure out with that Flame Spitter. But if he does get at any point behind, he can just be very lackluster in these team fights.
You can, yeah. This is I imagine they were having the same kind of debate I was having myself throughout that whole last pick phase there. Is it a Poppy or do you go with the Jace here? Now, I'm not too sold on the competition in terms of how well they can protect Holy Phoenix here. You know, Holy's a very big name, I suppose, for the Turkish fans. Everyone like worships him and loves him because he is a great AD carry at the end of the day. But he will need some protection against this team, and I don't think Jace really is the right champion for it. What they can potentially hope for is some really good poke coming out of Vaxi to the stage that, you know, they can't protect against the poke, therefore they can't engage because they've taken too much damage. That's the dream scenario for them. But I think here, if Rampage start getting ahead in the early game, this Jace will just not be able to stop the enemy team completely crushing the AD carry in the mid laner, and that's their team fights lost.
And we'll see if they can pull that out, and we'll see what the jungle pressure they want to actually, which lane they want to focus, because we've seen a lot of the Lee Sins almost ignore the bottom side completely and just focus on these top laners. Now, these top laners can be extremely snowbally, and having that advantage early on can really mean disaster for either team. This is going to be Dark Passage versus Rampage. It's your second best of 3 coming into today, and the winner of this one will go on to face Saigon Jokers later on.
Will, and Saigon Jokers put on a very dominating performance, admittedly against arguably the weakest team in the tournament. The only reason Vega were here at this tournament was because ANX, Albus Nox Luma, that is, of course, who were at Worlds, did manage to get themselves a place at the IEM World Championships by finishing off in the semis. But anyway, let's see what happens here. Who it will be facing off against Saigon Jokers. This is the first game, so we do still get to see what happens in the second and potentially the third. But I have to say, based on comps, it does look like Rampage do have the stronger lineup here.
Yeah, that real backline threat of the Orianna and Rumble is truly something to be scared of on the side of Dark Passage. But Dark Passage do have the protection on Holy Phoenix. He does manage to get ahead at any point. He's going to be a destructive force in that bottom lane.
He will see, of course, if he can pull that off. I'm looking forward to seeing how the bot lane goes. I actually think Ashe Braum, we haven't seen it for such a long time now. Braum in general, we haven't really seen. He's not very popular in the West, but I guess you could kind of say the same about Tarm as well. Didn't see him for much of Worlds, didn't see him for much of this tournament so far. This is the kind of clash of two metas coming together. You've got the Western meta for DP, and then you've got the Eastern meta coming in for Rampage. And this is where things start clashing, and I suppose this is how new metas are born as well, how new picks are kind of come out, how new comps build. You might find a team sit down and look at this game and go, actually, that pick worked really well because X, Y, Z. Let's try and incorporate it with our comp. And this is why international events are so good, even if it is just a qualifier.
Yeah, exactly. You just get a taste of the other region. Just like a Mortaru is going to take one of those Raptorlings, like we've seen quite a bit of recently, just hindering Tussle on the Lee Sin just a little bit. Just going to get to lane, though. It's going to pick up a couple of CS. It's always nice when you come out to lane. They're just at auto-attack range, especially with Victor's Q animation. You can cancel that one and get some nice trading down as well. But Lemon in the early game has actually started his shield, so a little bit more defensive start.
But yeah, nothing too crazy coming out just yet. No jungle invades coming out of Tussle. We know that he's a very high-pressure jungler and wants to try and make explosions happen everywhere. But so far, nothing too big coming out. I can't wait to see how this top lane goes down as well. Two very powerful champions who are really good at abusing any advantage that they get. If one of them gets ahead with a kill or two, I think it'd be really difficult to kind of upset them unless a jungler gets in and tries to unsettle that harmony that gets established once they're ahead. Bot lane, I think, is probably the same story. You know, there's so much CC between both laners, between both lanes, both duos that are in the bot lane, that really, if one gets ahead too, they just keep on layering that CC. Ashe fires down the ult. Braum uses his ulti. That's a good, 3 seconds of CC time. Bot lane, you get the same with Rogu if he can devour someone. Holy Phoenix gets the deadly flourish off, roots them for even longer. The CC is really scary. I think in most places here, top lane's more about the damage, bottom is the CC, and mid lane is just going to be flat out teamfight control.
Yeah, those mid laners are going to have a very, very easy time in lane. Both of them looking to farm. So Orianna definitely with the advantage in the early game. It's such a tough matchup for Victor. The zoning potential from him is pretty insane, but it looks like he's winning out at the moment, actually. Lemon just falling a little bit low. And so is Merrin, actually, in the bottom side. Rogu just literally walking up to him at this point. He's fairly tanky already as the Tom Kench.
We spoke about it yesterday. That fourth shot for Jhin is just massive. Like, every single time you're looking for that fourth shot, whether it's the ultimate, whether it's the autos, whether it's the bouncing grenade as well, of course. More bounces, more damage is always good. That's what you have to watch out for here, I think, as Merrin and Pupil. And this is actually going to be an early blue buff being given over to Lemon here. Try and get him probably to ease off some of that pressure in the mid lane, and also potentially to force the Victor out of lane. But equally, the blue buff is given across to Victor, so that neutralises the whole thing out.
Yeah, it's going to be fairly important, but as you said, being neutralised just means they're just going to farm just a little bit easier. A little bit more harass as well. Ku is in the bottom side, and yet again, we have an Ocean Drake start.
Love them Ocean Drakes, don't we?
Oh, yeah. They are beautiful. I genuinely do like them, but not in these kind of games. Tussle, looking for something possibly. Lemon is just just pushing Immortaru in. He has actually used the Ghost.
wow.
Exhaust goes down as well. Kui's on the
People's
other
here.
side, though. Flashing. Tussle actually gets knocked up there, but Immortaru is going really low. But Rogue is actually just going to come up from the bottom lane as well, just to dissuade the little fight that was about to ensue.
Bit of a 3v3 tussle there, just kicking off. That was totally intentional, by the way.
Yep, I see it.
Yeah, you see it. But it's just a bit crazy, actually. The fact that people was there waiting and ready for that gank was just really good team coordination in general. Unfortunately, they didn't get anything out of it because Roku was there in response too. I do expect something else to start flying soon. A good invade there from Tussle, already starting off with that high pressure early aggression like we spoke about earlier on.
Yeah, Immortaru blowing his summoners as well. So it might be a little bit of a problem for him. Pupil not so much. He did blow Flash and Exhaust, but Immortaru doesn't have too much mobility at the start of the game, so he's going to have to be a little bit more careful. Holy Phoenix. Not sure that shot actually hit Ashe, but that's still a lot of damage. Jin does a fair bit, not damage to be underestimated.
Absolutely not. And Jace already going back in the top lane. Faxi saving that TP. Probably wanted to save it and try and make something happen around Drake early. Does that play into the master plan, or maybe he's just thinking, you know, I don't need it right now. The wave isn't currently at tower, so it would just be a waste. Does sacrifice about a wave for all that, though. There we go, the Devour. And Holy Phoenix is safe.
Yep. Pretty safe in this matchup. Got a lot of HP left. Pupil's got nothing, though. This guy's not looking too healthy.
That's just a lot of poke for Phoenix. Yeah, it's more just, it's the poke for Phoenix, and Tussle being low, just a jungle clear, I think. I think he'll probably take these Krugs and go back, spend all that first gold he's got. In fact, Ku's already been back here and picked up the Lucidity boots as well. Wants to get towards that 40% cooldown reduction on Zac as fast as possible, because that's what makes him so strong.
Yeah, Tussle is going really low in the jungle as well. He needs to back off soon. I think he's going to do it now. Ku possibly hunting for him. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get anything though. But knows there's a Flash and Exhaust down in the bottom lane. So he may look like they're going for a possible dive here. But Rampage, they smell something's up. They're going to back away. They're going to see the Zac now. So yeah, nicely predicted there, in fact, actually.
Oh,
they're going to go for it anyway. Yeah, actually, Merrin just stepping a little bit too far forward. Maybe a little bit of disrespect. He's going to have to blow the Flash already. Really bad positioning there from Rampage's bottom lane.
Yeah, that was just a bit of disrespect almost, I suppose you could say, in terms of thinking, well, this Zac can't jump on us right here, and even if he does, we're fine, we're by tower. Then kind of realised when the Zac actually started jumping in and the bot lane started walking forwards, actually, I need to flash here and burn that away. So Merrin wasting a summoner for nothing there, really, and they're still going to probably lose this bot tower just by Ku showing himself in the bot lane.
Yeah, Tussle has reached his level 6 now. He's got Tim out first time, actually, just to help with camp clear. Boom, Lee Sin.
They know he's there as well. All the pings coming out. He wants to shove this wave up so we can go and then sit in the jungle and make sure that they know he's there.
Oh yeah, Tussle, don't follow that in, buddy. No! Who's going to be there as well?
Might
He's
have to
level
kick that
6
away.
versus level 5. Does have pick available. Here comes
the
Jace.
flash.
Whoa, flash from Frex. What? That one may be a bit too eager. Does get kicked away as well. As now Immortaru almost gets jumped on. Missed Q from Tussle. Won't allow him to land any abilities, but a really early flash from Fax there up in the top lane.
It was all a bait, bro, and that's exactly what that turned into. You had Flash burnt by Faxi, you had Ghost burnt in the mid lane, an ultimate 2. What did Tussle burn? Just an ultimate kick, and he gets that back soon enough anyway. So, I would like to say smart play, but it was more like it was overcommittal to trying to kill Tassel there by DP.
Just a tad, I mean, flashing that early, especially on a Jace, is not exactly what you need. So he's going to be down that summoner smell. Holy Phoenix taking a little bit of pressure down the bottom lane. But now, Rogu's here. So he's going to be alright. He's going to be safe. He is ready to just get devoured. He's level 6 though, so we'll see if he can step up anything. But actually, he's level 6, but didn't... Oh, okay, there he goes. I was going to say he did level up his ultimate, but then it just pinged through. And I was like, woof. I mean, I've done it a few times before where I'm level 6 and level up Q or E or something on Victor, and I'm like, oh my god. What have I just done?
Did that. Yeah.
What have I just done?
One of those.
No, it's not a good time.
Yeah. Faxi going for that armor pen build nice and early.
Yeah.
I imagine he'll go towards the Youmu's before he starts looking towards a Moor or something here. The Moor would help in lane, but the Youmu's is just so strong for the mid-game teamfights when they start kicking off. And he did hold on to that TP, don't forget, as did Yatori Moyashi as well.
Oh, Fax might be in a little bit of trouble. Tussle does have kick. They're kicking back. But they kick him out of the rumble. Oh no, he's going to ward hop in though. Fax is going so low. Red buff is burning. Yamato just
there we go.
One. Yatori picking up that one. That was a really miscoordinated. Tussle actually almost went down there.
I think the plan was to ult a little bit further to the left. I love that animation when it kind of all cogs out there for Zach. But I think the idea was to kick him into the line, I think, but the line was just a bit too far across to the right and obviously didn't work out how they planned. But look at the camp constantly going on in this bot lane here. Look, he's just always sat down here, always making sure it's swept out, trying to get that first tower to ensure they get first brick gold.
Yeah, first brick gold, definitely going to be viable on Holy Phoenix here. Castle up in the top side. Now, Rampage's Spidey senses, by the way, were tingling throughout that whole bot lane. I mean, they knew exactly where Ku was, it felt like. So they are going to sacrifice the tower, but that will enable them to start off a little bit more safely. I mean, you're going to be able to freeze that wave. And it does look like they're actually going to swap lanes. Ocean Drake being taken as well by Dark Passage. Now, that's a very early tower as well. Pre-10 minutes, Derry.
It is a good tower to get. It's always nice to hold on to as well, because that does mean that your bot lane can then, of course, rotate up top, as you see them not doing here, potentially, after they've taken the Drake. And they'll try and force that down, rotate mid, and just try and get that nice early map dominance that we saw Saigon Jokers having earlier on against Vega Squadron. I think already, though, it's been preempted by Rampage, because they've already sent the Ashe up into top lane. She is alone against Vaxa here and is 2 levels lower, so does need to be aware of that.
He's got to be careful. Level 5 on Pupil as well, the Korean support. He's going to meet him up in the top side. Yatori is down on the bottom side now, though. He has got a tower to push up to and a free lane. There goes the Hawk shot. Follow that through, I suppose. Whee! Where's it going to
the next?
There it is.
There we go. End of the birdie.
Yep. The amount of times I see like low-level accounts using that for damage is hilarious.
It's like when my friend used to play Lux, and he always used to throw his W out at the enemy. I'm like, you do know that does no damage, and he was like, I do it as a distraction. I'm like,
yeah,
makes sense. Okay, fair enough.
If like people are not,
I'll check this
very
out.
vocal. Well, whoa, Rogu actually.
Oh my god!
No, not again! What is happening? Rogu though, he's gonna go down in the end, but that kick away from the enchanted crystal arrow. Is this the miscommunication from the Korean and Japanese? I do not know, but they still get the kill, which is good. Rampage putting a lot of pressure down on this top side. Foxy is going really low here. Lemon as well. Lemon has got ultimate available, does use it to go knock away Ku. Yatori does pick up the ultimate. Holy Phoenix is up in the top side as well. He has popped the curtain call. The Rampage player is going really low here. Nice flash from Lemon. It's going to make it bounce. People going really low. Mortaru on the side. He's used the ultimate there. Naurun going really low as well, but he's going to finally go down. Rumble picking him up, and now there's a tiny skirmish. Holy Phoenix is alone. He is going so low. Flash from Meron is going to get the kill. Rumble goes down as well.
Tom's back.
This long extended team fight is crazy. Meron is going also, you know, that almost coming through. The healing is not going to work out for him. Tussle gets devoured. Ku is going to slingshot away, and the dance from Rogu is going to finish off that kill. In the end, a delayed ace for Dark Passage, as that was such a messy team fight in between two towers.
It was, and that ended technically down as about 5-4. It could have been a 5-3 if you exclude Tom, who died at the very start, but did get back in with his ultimate. That's just how long the fight went on for. Tom had time to die, respawn, get back into range, and then ult into the middle of that fight and make something happen. So really well played by DP. It's not game ending. Look at the gold as well. 1k difference. Oh, that's a shame.
He's slingshot into a bit of an unknown bit of jungle. Almost goes down. Close to. Not enough damage from Oriana though.
Mate, just baiting the ult. Got people's ult out from that.
It. Yeah.
Literally, that's all.
All good.
All gravy.
Wow. That a bit messy, you could say, but 5 for 5 on the scoreboard right now in terms of kills. But Dark Passage are ahead in gold. That's how it definitely sitting nicely with them. The Holy Phoenix is farming up an absolute storm as well.
It was all pretty close still, mind you. It's still only 800 odd gold. I think that was purely off the back of that fight too. And of course, they did get first brick in bot lane. Without that, it'd be a different story. In fact, it looks like bot lane, there's a whole lot going on down there. Observer's not giving us a view. And he'd have to burn his ult there, Yatori, to get away there in terms of his health is down about 40% too. Didn't need to use his flash though.
Yeah, he's going to save that summoner spell. Yeah, he did look like he popped ult like you said. Now, what is the game plan for Rampage right now? They've got a tower down. Dragon is coming up soon. Ocean Drake was the first one. We'll see what the next one's going to be. If it's going to be another boring one, I'm going to be very disappointed. Tussle is wandering towards the top side. He will get spotted out by a ward, but Ku is here as well.
Oh, the bait.
Oh,
that ult again.
It misses completely. The kickback, though. He only thinks he's getting soloed out in the back.
The Devour.
But Rogue, there he is with the Devour yet again. Now it's Tussle in a 1v3 situation, going so low. The team is just going to lead him, in fact. Ko's going to come through as well. Tom Pinch with the ultimate. Curtain Call is just going to finish off Ashe with a double kill. And now Pupil is all alone as well. Oh man,
Who fancies
this is
it?
not looking good for Rampage. Ko is going to come in. Pupil's going to go down. And this is all falling apart. The ultimates are just not hitting for Rampage. And maybe a little bit of miscoordination.
Ku is absolutely on fire at the minute. 100% kill participation and has 4 of those kills for himself. He's playing out of his mind on this Zac and definitely giving Tussle a bit of a schooling in terms of how to be impactful in team fights. But we'd expect that mid lane now.
Well. Oh, he suspected something was up. So he did shockwave the minion wave to be a bit more safe, but it wasn't going to happen. Ko again. This guy is an absolute monster. He's going to slingshot away though. Nice ult from Tussle just to get everybody back away from the tower. And yeah, Fax is actually going to have to flash away. Shock Blast doing a lot of damage though. He's going to have to be careful.
A DP 3.5k in the lead at this point. Having some great fun with this game by the looks of it. Again, it's all Ku at the minute though. He needs to probably start getting his team involved in more of these kills. There's only 4 out of the 9 kills have had the Jhin involved, and that's the highest second most like kill participation going. So at least he's making his impact known in the early game. Needs to start probably trying to get some of those kills over to his laners, otherwise he's the one holding all the gold. And whilst having a very tanky Zac isn't strictly a bad thing, you do need it on your carries if you're going to start winning out into the mid game.
Exactly. That's where you need the gold to carries. It's always going to be the story. Unless you're Lee Sin. Unless you are the carry in Lee Sin. I don't know. Mortaru is going to go take his blue buff, but there's a lot of pressure down in the bottom side for Rampage. They are going to take this bottom tower by the looks of it. Rogue is here as well though. Rogu. Tahm Kench, extremely tanky in this early portion of the game. I think it's one of the most frustrating champions to lane against because of the Devour. And he's used it to such great effect as well. Holy Phoenix has just been kept so safe.
He has, and that's what it's all about. It's keeping your early carry safe. Fight in the bot lane.
Not anymore though. He is going down really low. Nice rumble ultimate, but will he get out alive? I don't know. Morman is going to get hot. Beautiful ultimate from Ko though. He's going to be straight under the tower, and now Yatori is going to go down. Pupil under the tower.
Oh my god.
Kill. Eventually, it's going to be a 2-3. Excuse me. In the favour of Dark Passage. Oh man, that caught me off guard there. I was like mid cough. It's all good though.
This is just getting crazy now. Like, all these fights that we keep seeing Rampage going for just really aren't going their way. Like, they tried to make that play happen in bot lane. They went under tower. It looked really good for them, and yes, they got 2 kills. But losing all 3 of your own members there due to the rotations of DP is not the way to win out this game. And currently, they're falling down 12-7. That gold lead now is looking more like 4k than just the 1k that we saw earlier on. And still, Ku is maintaining that 100% kill participation.
Oh no. They got to be careful here in the mid lane. There is a Zac on the other side of the wall, guys. You got to watch out. That arrow.
Here we go.
Long and wide.
They're forcing it again. I was just like, surely not. But there's
Surely
4
not.
of them against 2. Like, I'm pretty sure it's pretty safe to say we won't see DP trying to engage on that. But they will take away the dragon, and they'll be happy with that Ocean Drake for the increased sustain, the increased mana regen, always helping with the Zac poke as well as the Victor. What's the next one?
Ocean.
Another one.
I reckon so. I reckon
Don't
it's
you
going to be
bet?
triple Ocean. It's going to be one of those games, Derry. Triple Ocean Drake. Now.
I'm riding it being Infernal next.
Infernal, okay. I like that.
Yeah.
I'll be an optimist.
An optimist for the good dragons.
Good Drakes, yeah.
Yeah.
Rampage, what are they doing now? That's the question. They are going to cycle towards the top side. Now, will Ku get spotted out here? He is sitting on top of a ward. He is going to go in, it looks like. Yatori doesn't get knocked up, but Tahm Kench has used his ult. He's going to come through as well. The tower does go down, but the entire squad of RPG are here. They are opening up on here, but here comes the curtain call. Holy Phoenix in that back line. He's pretty fed. He's got a lot of items, but no one extremely low health apart from Lemon now, who is going to be able to get away. Almost actually goes down. That was a really good Dudley flourish there. Not going to lock him up. Rampage, though. They are on the defensive at this point.
Look, bot lane as well.
Tussle!
Tussle!
Tussle! Oh, he gets out alive! How? Shockwave coming through as well onto 4 people. Pupil is going to escape as well. Mortaru doing a lot of damage. Yatori's going to get knocked up. This is going to be his time. He's going to go down. Siphon power from Mortaru is going to pick up the kill. And now Rampage are not on a rampage. They're going to have to back off. As well in the bottom side. Just as like Jace is just force pushing this bottom tower. Rampage just all over the place right now.
Yeah, not really seeming to know how to handle the Jace there. They were trying to force the top into the top lane off the back of that tower.
Dive,
they are.
Gonna go
the
in.
flash.
And a nice flash from Morin though. He is going to get out alive. People on this Braum just hasn't been the effective support he needed to be. And Rugu has just had so many good ultimates as well. Tussle trying to get on Fax here. He does so much damage. Kick lands. That's a lot of damage on him. Will he be able to follow up with the Q? It does land. He follows it through. Gets knocked back, but he's going to go inward to the sky. It's not going to matter. There's going to be a lot of damage traded back over, and Tussle is going to finally get that kill and stop that split pushing Jace.
I'm not sure I understand Tussle's build here, really. Your team only has Braum as a tank, and yet you're still trying to build pretty much full damage. He's got himself the serrated Dirk, he's got the Tiamat as well, and he's got Warrior Enchant. It would have been fine if he was like 3-0, 4-0 in the early game like the Zac was, but I just don't get why he's still building damage here. He needs to be going tank because his team need a frontliner. They don't have anyone at this point except for the Braum, and even then, he doesn't seem to be lasting too long in these fights.
Yeah, that lack of tank line is just not happening. Well, it's not serving them well, at least early game. I mean, you are behind on Lee Sin. Normally, the best route is to go tank, but he decides, no, I need the damage. I need to be that DPS force in the backline. We did almost see him take out a Mortaru in that previous fight up in top side, but just wasn't able to close the kill and just left dead for rights, realistically. And with 5 towers in the favour of Dark... I was going to call them Dark Paradise then. Wasn't
Dark Paradise. That sounds pretty cool as a name, though.
That is pretty cool.
Bot lane, though.
Looking for something here, though. Kick actually... Ooh. Nice flash, actually, by Parax there. Does get away. Does mean
they'll take the tower and the flash, though, and they'll be happy with that.
It is Dark Passage, not Dark Paradise.
It is.
They are in Paradise right now, though. They are 6 towers up.
It's not a very dark Paradise. Maybe it's quite dark for Rampage shows. They're basically losing both towers here. In fact, Ku going in. No one really to support him. Out comes the curtain call.
Locked up. Curtain call going through. Hitting Merritt over and over again, but going to be alright in the end. But using that curtain call to zone is absolutely so key. Tussle trying to get in there, actually. Holy Phoenix did get Enchanted Crystal arrowed, and now Pupil's going to go in, does get the ultimate on to Rogue, but here comes Ku in the backline yet again. This guy is absolutely everywhere. What is going on? They just cannot spot this guy out. Merritt's going really low, just getting soloed out. And now a Mortaru is going to come around as well, pick up 1 kill, pick up the second. And now it is only Yatori and Tussle as a triple kill comes through. Could this be a quadra kill? Or Mortaru looking for it? Yamorta goes down. Could be the pentakill. Tussle, the only one remaining from Team Rampage. He wants it so bad.
He's going to get it.
In his eyes. He gets it.
Pentakill
coming from a Mortaru. And a complete ace coming through. We're going to look at that once more time. What happened, Derry? No, we're not. We're going to go back to the Baron.
We might look at it in a minute, or maybe we are.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone knows what we're looking at right now. But that was just, again, brilliant team play. Ku occupying 3 members all by himself for the victor to get the cleanup. And wow, brilliant play overall. Immatori finally getting himself in the game. Welcome to the Rift, my friend. No longer 2-1-2, now 7-1-2.
Oh dear, a victor at this stage of the game is extremely devastating to your backline. He's got the Crystalline Scepter now. This guy is going to be unstoppable. I cannot see an end. Here we go, Terry. Here's the replay. What happened?
We can talk through this in terms of how it panned out. So at first it looked good for Rampage. They might have caught them out. But then, of course, Immatori just makes himself known in the backline on Meron, on Lemon in the back. These are the 2 carries that I was saying they'll be unable to protect here. And of course, yeah, he walks in, takes the 1. And now he just walks up the lane, picking up the ends of that fight as well. Takes down the Orianna. And everyone else is just so low for him to clean up. Has to do a little bit of work here with Yatori, I think, as well. Still quite high on health at this point, and then it's just a chase down onto Tussle to clean him up as well. I thought we might actually see Ku jump over here and stop him, but there was no need. It was all Victor's kill, and he just cleaned up there, and that's the first penta we've seen. So congratulations to Immatori. Congratulations to DP, starting off this best of 3 in style.
Mortaru is looking definitely immortal right now. 7-1 on that Victor with the Baron buff as well in their pockets. They are going to siege up this inhibitor tower in the mid lane. Who's looking for an engage, possibly. Orianna shockwave just to clear the wave. That is not going to be good. Lemon getting caught up there. Holy Phoenix saving onto his ultimate. Very, very not trigger happy on that. A lot of people have been, but this is not looking good for Rampage right now.
It isn't now. Looking Rampage, you know, they've got to look at the second game now and think what comes next here. What were the mistakes that we made? And well, Ku A big mistake there for them to not respect
man.
him, I think, with some more bans. That's Tussle going to go down.
Oh no, Mortaru just devours people. Curtain Call as well got opened up from Holy Phoenix, just sending them all so low. Lemon's going to almost go down. Q actually just gets stopped in his tracks. He has got passive available, so that will pop, but Mortaru's just coming through, absolutely laying out Rampage. And Tori almost got killed by that Chaos Storm there, but it did manage to get away eventually. Did use the Zhonya's, but it's going to be not one, but 2 inhibitors down for Rampage's Dark Passage. Just lay waste to Rampage's base. And this very well could be the end of the game, if I'm honest. They have the numbers advantage and they have the damage.
They do indeed here. Just great play coming out of DP. Looked a little bit questionable at the start of the game, but late game, Ku has turned into an absolute monster here. 5-0-15, 100% kill participation still. That's what you want from a jungler. And potentially a last little fight here. Faxi getting kicked, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think. There's just not enough damage coming out of the team here. And I said earlier on, there was a lack of tanks. They don't have the tanks, and they're getting themselves melted.
Oh, there you go. The melting continues. And Mortaru literally just melting out of Rampage's health bars away. There goes the Nexus Towers, and there goes the Nexus. Game 1 will go over to Dark Passage.